How did atheism begin? The origins of atheism trace back to the 18th century in Europe, when a wave of reinterpreting religious texts emerged, led by Enlightenment thinkers and secularists. This is the most dangerous gateway to atheism of all, distorting religious texts through corrupt interpretations that strip them of their true meaning. This is the most perilous atheistic approach, because interpreting religious texts in a way that distorts their meaning will lead to doubts about the text's value and credibility, making any understanding that comes to mind unreliable. Atheism spread in the West when people lost trust in religious texts. Incidentally, this is exactly what the so-called advocates of enlightenment in Muslim countries are trying to apply to Islam today. They try to manipulate religious texts to undermine their value and strip them of their true meaning. For example, you say, alcohol is forbidden by consensus, and the atheist says, alcohol is permissible. Then comes the enlightened thinker and tells you, I will reinterpret the religious text to make alcohol permissible. This, in short, is the Enlightenment project in Muslim countries, and it is the biggest gateway to atheism. This was also how atheism began in Europe. However, until the 18th century, atheism in the sense of denying the Creator had not yet emerged. What appeared at that time was merely a form of rebellion against religion. The most famous anti-religious figure of that era was the French philosopher Voltaire. Voltaire, like others who rebelled against religion at the time, was not an atheist in the modern sense. Rather, he rejected the Christianity of the Church. Therefore, he had no objection to explaining morality within a religious framework for his servants. He famously said, "If God did not exist, my wife would cheat on me, and my servant would rob me." Even more surprisingly, in his later years, he built a church near his estate and inscribed at its entrance, "O God, remember your servant Voltaire." He claimed it was the only church dedicated solely to God on earth, while other churches were dedicated to saints. And he regularly sent his servants to the church and paid for their children's religious education. So, during this period of time, we have not yet noticed atheism in its contemporary sense. Source: Pser. Author: Dr. Haytham Talat.